Tomorrow's a big one.
It is.
I was just talking to Coach O. He said it's about the moments.
Yeah.
Talk about the moments.
We here. We talked about this moment in Atlanta, being here playing for a Celebration Bowl, a national championship. And we don't want to let this moment get away or let it get too big. You know, the players have been even killed, coaches have been even killed, but taking it all in. I told them going into this weekend, make sure you get here and have a good time also. You know, have fun. My team is at its best when they're having fun.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll take it all in. It's been a quick turnaround. That's the deal. You know, just coming off a SWAC championship.
You talked about the 12-day turnaround. That was going to be something.
It's tough, but it is what it is at this point. You know, we want to play for a national championship. Yeah. That's the layout of the land right now, so we'll be ready to go.
Okay. Look, man, your pregame message to your team before the SWAC championship, that just left me in awe. I was like, man. But what left me in awe was the focus of how your team was responding to you. Coach O said you guys are family. Talk about that family atmosphere.
Definitely. You know, it goes back to when we recruiting these dudes in here. Sometimes we might not go get the most talented guy, but we get the guy that fit. Yeah. You know, and that's why I'm so big on the family piece to it. And they do a good job of coming together. They've done it all year. They accept their roles. They do a good job of that as well. But they look out for one another. They love playing for one another. And they love the success we have. And that's what we talk about with the family atmosphere. It's the type of players that we brought in, as well as the coaches. You know, they're doing a great job of, talking family, and getting these guys to play together each and every week.
Yeah. Your staff, man, what you were able to do to recruit the talent like Robert McDaniel,
yes.
Talking to Mr. Fortian there,
oh my God.
Is just
studs.
Man, that kid don't even look like he's running fast. He's just out running everybody. He had 2 touchdowns in that game against Texas Southern, I remember. Kind of turned the tide for you guys. Talk about those young guys that you brought in and how your staff was able to do it so well together.
Yeah. It's about me implementing my vision and what type of kids we want to hear. I could think about Travis Terrell, for instance, freshman All-American,
right,
freshman of the year in the SWAC. I wanted to get some speed. That was one of our biggest emphasis, and you've seen it come into play this year with Travis Terrell on the field. Jonas Fortian, we needed a big receiver that can go out and take over football games. He's able to do that. Rob McDaniel was with us originally, a guy that we recruited at Jackson State and signed with Jackson State in 2019, ended up leaving.
And he came back, right? He went to Alcorn.
Well, he actually went to junior college at Gulf Coast first.
Okay.
And I wanted to come back, but, the staff that was in place then wasn't ready to take him back.
Okay.
And, once I got in,
you said, come on back.
That door is open right now, and you see what he can do on the football field for us. So all that goes into play, and these coaches understand my vision, what type of players we want to get in here. Yeah. And, we got a talented roster. Yeah, we got some dudes from the top to the bottom that can really play the game.
You would think,
right?
Definitely. After 11 all-SWAC guys, you would say you have some talent.
And it should have been a few more, let me say that. It should have been a few more. But, I think that's why our special teams are so elite, because this roster is so deep.
Yeah. Look, for the past probably 8-9 weeks after I saw Irv do what he did against Texas Southern, I say Coach TC should be saying, y'all need to print out T-shirts. In Irv, we trust.
Great football player.
In Irv, we trust.
Great football player. Awesome. Offensively, I always start with the run and those big guys up front on the offensive line. So he fits our philosophy and the things that we want to implement each and every week. We start with the run game. And Irv Mulligan is a great running back. I tell people all the time, I tell the scouts that, and he's going to play in the pros.
Yes.
He is that good, talking about a guy at that size with that home run speed. Here's what's crazy about it. You see him through the week, he's calm, he's quiet, but then when the games get there, he turns to something different. He flips the switch and turns to a different guy out there.
That's what stars do, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about, last night I was talking to my old roommate, how Michael Jackson flipped the switch when he got on stage.
Yeah.
Right? Prince flipped the switch when he got on stage, right?
Yeah.
Irv fits that same mold.
He definitely does. You talk about a guy that he runs with a different type of violence. You know, he runs for the different type of violence. We saw it last year, though, but he unfortunately had the injury late against Alabama State and sidelined him. We was able to get him back the Southern game, the first time we played Southern this year. That was the first time.
Week 3?
I think it was week 3. It was. Week 4.
Week 4? Okay.
Might have been week 3, one of the.
Okay.
It was. See, my GM knows.
Your GM spoke.
Yeah. So, and then once I saw him out there, I said, oh, he's going to be fine this year. He's back. You know, he was a little rusty. You didn't see the top end. I said, once he gets back into playing shape, he'll be good to go. But he's one of the guys that's the backbone of this team now.
Yeah. When it comes to your linemen, they don't get a lot of love, of course. Media
For
loves,
me, they do.
Yeah. Media loves the skilled guys, right?
Yeah.
But those guys in the trenches, talk about how important and critical it's going to be for them to play a consistent game. Because I remember in Texas, you said, I just need my guys to be a little bit more consistent.
Yeah. It starts in the trenches on both sides. You know, that's what I tell those guys all the time. It starts in the trenches on both sides. We talk about taking away the run with our defensive line, and they've done that. We talk about being able to run the football with our offensive line, and we've done that.
Yeah.
They are, starting with the offensive line, just a giant group that loves playing together. You know, those old linemen be in their own world. You know, they go down there to the corner of their end zone in practice and do their own deal. You know, I stay out that way. But they bring it each and every day. You talk about Evan Henry, Kurt Ford, Towns Blue, who's first team all conference. You know, they be in their own world, and they take pride in giving those tough yards to Irv, the guy we were just talking about. Our defensive line, no different. You know, they do not want people running the football on them. Jeremiah Williams, True Thompson, Josh Noble. So, and the thing is, what's impressive, you should see them going against each other.
Yeah.
In practice.
That's high quality.
Yes,
practice.
definitely. You know.
And I think that's when it comes to iron sharpening iron.
Yes.
And that's why you guys have put yourselves in a position to be able to capture the HBCU national championship.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
Nobles, McDaniel. Who else on that defense should we be talking about tomorrow?
Reed Pulliam, the linebacker. He's here right now. He is that dude can play. Ashton Taylor, the other linebacker. These guys can really play the game. Who else? Those would be the names right now. True Thompsons, Jeremiah Williams, all those guys, they can play. Here's another one. Phillip Webb has been having a great year. A transfer we got in here last year from LSU. Yeah. He's about 6'6", 255.
How were you able to get him, man?
They love me. I love them. And that's what I tell them when I'm bringing them in here. You're going to have opportunity to be here. Yeah. You know, and that's what it's all about. Those guys want to come here. They see how players get along with each other, and they want to be a part of that.
Okay, cool. Last question, Coach, before I get you out of here. When it comes to 3 o'clock possibly on tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
What are we going to be saying about Jackson State University?
They are the best in the country. You know, that's a good football team, a well-coached football team, and they deserved everything that they got today.
All right. Well, Coach, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I wish you well.
Appreciate it.
You Tigers, you guys put it down every week.
Thank you.
And I think you guys are going to be highly successful.
I really appreciate you for having me. Go Tigers.
All right, go Tigers. Take care. All right, Kyle T. Mosley here with
Robert McDaniel, defensive back number 3 for Jackson State.
The man, the myth, the legend, the one who puts the hits out on you. Man, Coach T.C. Taylor was just talking about you. He said, you are a pro. I got to agree with him. After evaluating talent for the NFL for a while, I know what you could be able to do.
Yes,
but
sir.
Before we get to that part, let's talk about the ship tomorrow. How you guys going to fare out?
Like Coach TC been saying, we're made for December. He's been preaching that since the spring. After getting the piece together, going through fall camp, and even just continuing to work through the season. And lo and behold, we're here, and it's all just coming in fruition. What it's going to come down to is us just being dominant, playing our brand of football, doing the little things right, and you know we're not leaving without that. We're not leaving without that championship.
You had a different route. You were at Jackson State. Then you went to JUCO, right?
Yes, sir.
Then you went to Alcorn?
Yes, sir.
And now you're back home,
Jackson.
right? How does it feel to be back with the Tigers in challenging for a championship?
I'm just blessed to be able to be in this position. I just want to thank Coach TC and Coach O for just bringing me back in and continue to believe in me and what I can do. I thank them for just, I just thank them, thank the program, thank the atmosphere, thank the community for, just bringing me in, continue to love me, continue to support me no matter how it may look. I give my all, no matter what it is, and I just want to continue to just do so and be able to bring this national championship back to Jackson.
Well, you've been doing a fantastic job out on the field. What are some of the strengths of your game?
I try to pride myself on, improving in any category, no matter what it is, no matter if it's my coverage, my zone coverage, run defense. I try to pride myself on, how can I be better? How can I separate myself? How can I, beat out the competition? Because our coaches always preach outwork the work, and that's what I try to pride myself on. Just continue to work, put my head down, work, and I just know, dedication and hard work gonna get you a long way, no matter who sees it.
Yeah. Now you put in a lot of work, but also your defensive backfield mates. You got Mr. Guthrie. Mm-hmm. Talk about how you guys, because it seems like you guys are a good family unit, and y'all work so well together.
Yes,
you
sir.
Communicate well back there as well. Go ahead.
That just goes with, really just our team in general. Like, the camaraderie around a whole team is just, like, the culture and the atmosphere in the building is just amazing to see how far that we come. And that's what I think just separates us. We're actually together. We continue to preach family, continue to preach unity, and it just all comes together, even on the field. Like, once we're all in sync, we're all locked in together. And I just want to shout out to him, being able to be a leader on the defense and a leader of the team and continue to, push us forward, help the next man up.
Yeah, well, good. Have you had a lot of people talking about the NFL to you recently, or how do you feel about that?
Really haven't had much people talking about the NFL for me, but like I said, I'm gonna continue to work. I know what I can do, and I know, I was brought in this position right now to show what I can do, and that's playing in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And I just want to continue to showcase what I can do, help my team out, stay humble, and just show how dominant that I can really be.
Are you classified as a senior now or a junior? Or what?
No, I'm a senior on the field and I'm a grad. So this is my last one. So I gotta bring it back home to Jackson State, baby. I got to.
Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Jackson,
really? So you
Mississippi.
gonna really bring it back home?
Really bring it back home to the city.
All right, man. How about your family? I know you guys gonna have a chance to be able to meet up with your family a little bit later today before the game. Talk about how excited they are.
Man, when I tell you, especially after winning the defensive player of the game last, I just want to really just thank you. Shout out to my family. Like, they are very supportive of me. They seen how far they've seen the work. They seen the tears. They seen the setbacks. But regardless of that, they continue to just tell me, hey, keep working, keep your head up, because it's gonna pay off. And lo and behold, that's what's happening. It's all paying off, and just being able to just have them here support me is just a biggest blessing. They my motivation. They the reason why I keep doing it.
Well, look, man, I love your game. I love how you go out there and the passion that you put out, and the way you put the pain on people as well. But just keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's Mr. Who?
Robert McDaniel.
Nah, you gotta say it like you mean it.
Hey, Robert McDaniel, defensive back, baby.
If you guys don't know, now you know. That's Mr. McDaniel.
Yes,
and
sir.
He is one of the top players and top HBCU draft prospects that we have listed on HBCU Legends. Take care, man. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Testing. Say something, Coach.
Mic check. Testing. Alcorn last year, but Rob was a Jackson State guy from the very beginning.
Yeah.
He started his career at Jackson State, and then we got Reed Pulliam. You got Sayers Guthrie. Of course, you know Irv Mulligan. I mean, I can go on and on about these dudes, man. But we have some really good football players. Jonas Fortian, Jeremiah Williams. These young men have come in, bought in to the work, and to understanding how we play football at Jackson State, and understanding that it's just not football at Jackson State. You are representing one of the largest brands in the world.
Well, not only that, you're representing large brands, but what you guys have been able to do as a coaching staff, assembling a lot of young men who weren't on your program rosters last year, to be able to bring them to the championship level this year. Talk about how you guys did it together as a staff.
Yeah, well, you got to have a great leader when you do that type of turnaround. You have to rebuild the roster the way we had to rebuild it because the cupboard was bare, and so we had to rebuild it. And so coming out of last year, it gave us the opportunity to see where the holes were in our roster, and give Coach TC a lot of credit, man. Me and him sat down as head coach and GM. How do we fix it? How do we get it done? What do we want this to look like? What do we want that room to look like? And so we got that foundation in place. We were able to go get the right coaches in the building as well, and share our vision with them. And you can ask any coach on our staff. When I met with them, I would normally meet with them before I take them to Coach TC. I would meet with them and I'd tell them, hey, it's national championship or nothing here. That's what we come here for. That's what you're choosing to work at Jackson State for. Right. And so that standard, that expectation, it permeates through our program from the top down. And so we get in that lab and we work.
Well, it's quite evident that you guys work and you guys work hard. But the thing that I love about your program is you see it in the pregame as well as the postgame, how together you guys are. It's like a big family from top to bottom. Talk about that.
Oh, man, that's a great question, Kyle. I'm going to tell you this. My relationship with TC, I think, is what helps everybody in our building know that we're not going to do anything separate. Yeah. People have tried to come between me and TC's relationship. They don't understand me in this relationship. Haters. But
haterade all over.
Yeah, man. But me and him are best friends. We're brothers. Yeah. And the players see that. They see how we interact. They see the genuine love we have for each other. They see the look, the no big eyes. I'm a servant leader for him, and I want to see him shine. And he allows me my space to get my shine on. And they see that, and they believe in it, and it just permeates through the team. And so we enjoy that.
But not only that, man, I love how the kids gravitate to the message that you guys are bringing, right? Because I think it was the pregame before the SWAC championship. I was just amazed how they just focused. Once TC got in that circle, they were focused. And they got focused on the field as well. Yeah. Talk about that.
They believe in that, man. They believe in him. You hear the players off the time. You hear them start chanting TC, TC. That's because they believe in him. Yeah. And when I say they believe in him, it ain't about football. They believe in him as a leader, as a man that's trying to make their lives better. Our players understand that you come to Jackson State, yes, we want to win. We're going to win at a high clip. We're going to compete for championships. But ultimately, we want to see you be a successful man in this world. And so they appreciate that side of it.
I think that's one thing that gets lost. We look at wins and losses and everything else, but not player development, but man development. How many times has it been where most of your conversations about stuff not related to football that these kids really need to hear from you?
Yeah, weekly. We're gonna have our conversations that are non-football related. There's so much about the game of football that teaches you about life, and so it's easy to correlate the two. But every week we're going to talk about some life lessons that are going on at that moment to kind of help tie everything together for the guys, knowing that we're living in the moment. That's what the message is for this week. The word for this week was moments.
Moments.
Yeah, moments. We talk to the guys. You'll live through life. You'll forget about days, but you'll never forget moments. You know what I mean?
That's so poignant.
Yeah, so.
Because I can remember back in high school, my days, like, they get kind of fuzzy, but you said those big moments, that makes a difference.
Yeah, so we're in the moment right now, Kyle. We're in the moment.
You guys are more than in the moment. You guys about to, y'all, your goal is to make what?
History.
right?
That's absolutely.
And I know there have been some guys saying, well, Jackson State's been there twice before through Coach Prime, but I say this is a different regime.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
A different regime, different philosophy, different opponent altogether. So talk about your opponent on the other side. What do they bring to the table that you guys got to key in on to make sure that you guys capture the win?
Yeah, no doubt. Coach Berry has done a phenomenal job of righting that ship quickly. A very physical, fast team. They play for 4 quarters, and I think any coach you hear your team described like that makes your heart happy.
Yeah.
A gritty team that's going to compete for 4 quarters, never out of the game because they believe in their coach's message. He's one of the best motivators in the country, and he does a good job.
Is too.
Ain't no doubt about it, no doubt about it. Right. But he gets those guys ready to play. And so just looking at them on film, you're not going to see a bunch of size. You're not going to see a bunch of just world beater athletes. You're going to see a very good football team that has talent at every spot. But those guys, they come ready to play every week.
Do you think your size, the speed that you guys have, and the raw athletic ability is going to be the difference maker?
It didn't make a difference the first 2 times we were here.
Okay.
So we made sure our team understood that we were the most talented team the first 2 times we came,
right.
and we didn't get across that bridge.
Okay.
And so they understand this week it's about physicality, it's about finishing, it's about toughness, it's about wanting it more than them. And so that's what we came to Atlanta on. That's the message for this week.
Okay. At the end of the Celebration Bowl, let's say around 2:30, 3 o'clock, something to that nature, what will we be saying about Jackson State?
They did it. They made history.
All right. Well, look, man, you guys have an awesome program. And, Coach, I love what you do. Keep doing what you're doing. Help building up and developing these young men.
Appreciate you, sir.
All right.
Enjoy your platform as well.
Oh, man, look, we're trying to do what we can, right?
Appreciate you.
All right. That's Coach O. You guys follow him, and you guys be there. If you're not there in the Celebration Bowl, be there on your TV supporting this event. It's very important. Take care. It's Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends. Bye. All right.
Appreciate you.
Coach, man, thank you, man. I'm glad I was able to grab you.
Great question, man. That's good.
Well, look, man, you guys, I was blown away. That swag pregame message that I'm being honest. I was blown away. I was like, yeah, Coach, he's on to something.
We talk about the number 19, and I just tell you, so that's one of the days we kind of talk about number 19. In biblical terms, it means extraordinary faith. And this is our 19th championship, SWAC championship. Tomorrow will be his 19th victory as the head coach of Jackson State.
Really?
Extraordinary faith.
Is that Fortillion?
Yeah, that's Fortillion right now.
Mr. Fortillion. All right.
All right, we're talking.
All right, cool. Mr. Fortillion. Nice to meet you, man. You're too fast, dude. Here you go. Hold on, let me set it up. All right, guys, we're going to have a couple more of these interviews coming up. Just stay put, and we'll be right with you.
How you doing? How you doing?
All right, cool. All right, guys, we are here with one of the fastest men in the planet. No, in the SWAC. But tell everybody who we're here with.
I'm here with Jonas Fortian, wide receiver for Jackson State University.
Playmaker, game changer. He does it all for Jackson State. And right now, I was talking to Coach O. He said you guys are here for the moment. Talk about that message that Coach T.C. Taylor has brought to you guys.
When we say we're here for the moment, really just telling everybody to take it in, because you don't never know when you're going to get this feeling again.
Right.
You never know when you're finna go into a bowl game again. You never know when you're finna have a winning season again. But I say I enjoyed the whole ride, the whole process we went through, and it just made me a better person throughout the whole thing.
Now, you have really shown up and showed out in critical times in games.
Yeah.
And I remember that catch you made and how you went down the sideline. It looked like everybody had a chance to get you. They didn't.
They couldn't.
They couldn't get you.
No.
And I was telling my coach that was with me, I said, he doesn't have a long stride, but his stride is long enough to knock you out. Right? Talk about that.
The way I run, you might think I'm moving slow, but if you was behind me,
you're moving.
I'm moving away from you.
Yeah.
But I would say it's more like I can't control my speed.
Okay.
It worked when it want to work. Like, if I got to get away from you, I'm going to get away from you.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. I don't know how to explain my speed.
It is what it is,
yeah,
right? Well,
it is what it is.
But when you guys have been drawing up the game plan and you're looking at your opponents on the other side, what do you see from that South Carolina defensive backfield?
I don't see nothing different from what we've been playing all year. That's all, really.
Do they have any threats that could make you guys think differently how to be able to scheme up a game plan?
To me, no. Nah, nope.
Okay, all right. Talk about your teammates, man. How's everything with Mr. Morgan, as well as Irv Mulligan? You guys have just captured the nation with just so much talent, so much ability out there.
We got a talented team all around, and we just got Irv. He just a different.
Look, I say in Irv we trust. That's what y'all should be saying.
He's different, and I applaud him for it. Morgan, he's different. 6'5" quarterback, like just stand up and throw the ball.
And can run.
And he can run?
Yeah.
That's different. You don't see that every day.
Yeah. I was there at Texas Southern game, and I saw it firsthand how he was able to turn the tables on those guys from Houston. But I also noticed when you had another, was it 2 touchdowns that game or 1?
Which game?
In Texas Southern, in Houston.
It was 2.
It was 2, right? I think that first touchdown kind of turned the tide for you guys as well. Will we be seeing that from you in this game?
This game, I'm going in with anything that's in the air thrown to me is mine.
It's yours, right?
Yes.
Good,
It's
good.
mine.
Where you from?
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, okay. What part? Like, because I have family from Winter Springs.
I'm from Tangelo.
Okay.
Tangelo Park.
Tangelo Park, okay.
Right by Fun Spot.
You got some like guys like Brandon Marshall. He's from that area as well, right?
Brandon Marshall.
Used to play in the NFL, wide receiver. Has a podcast now.
Yes.
Okay.
He's from Orlando?
Yeah, he's from that area.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. The reason why I know it, because my cousin played with him on the football team in Winter Springs. So
Dang, what football team?
I do not know the name because I'm from Houston. So yeah, but I tell you, man, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the professionalism. You just keep doing it. Are you a junior, or senior, or what?
On the field, I'm a sophomore on the field. I got
Okay.
2 more years.
So
In the
you have 2 more
classroom, I'm a
years to
junior.
threaten people and wreaking havoc, right?
2 more.
All right. All right. That's Mr. Fortian. I'm Kyle T. Mosley, HBCU Legends. Good luck on tomorrow, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care.
You too.
All right. Thank you, sir. Okay, cool.
All right, we're here with Miss Sonia Stills, the commissioner of the MEAC. It's good to have you on today.
Thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. So I want to ask you this. Obviously, South Carolina State representative from the MEAC this year in the Celebration Bowl. How does that make you feel as a commissioner?
Oh my gosh. Do you know the dynasty they have in South Carolina State, right?
Right.
You know, when you talk about Willie Jeffries and Coach Pough and Coach Barry fit right on in. They such big personalities, but such talent that they have to do what they do, and Coach Barry, who has turned that team like that, right? So it's really good. It feels good to see the student athletes to be able to be here and experience this bowl atmosphere, but it warms my heart.
You talk about Chennis Bear. We were in the press conference this morning, me and Keisha, and he gave a text, he was preaching. And I just said that he didn't pass the collection plate, but he could have, for sure. You kind of just alluded to it, seeing him lead this program after a legendary coach like Buddy Pough. What does that do for the conference and seeing a younger, well, not necessarily that he's a younger coach, but he's younger in terms of being a head coach in the MEAC, leading South Carolina State. What does that say about the conference and the future of it in terms of more coaches coming in?
It shows the conference is very competitive, and you would have thought that Trey Oliver would have been here, but it could turn that quick, and it just speaks to the competitiveness and the talent that we have in the conference. For Coach Barry to come in, it puts us in a great position, but it also just amplifies the national platform to put the conference out there. And so I'm just excited to see what's going to happen. It's going to be a great competition, win or lose, on either side, particularly not our side. But it's a great look for HBCUs.
Absolutely. Now, I know obviously we're at Celebration Bowl and it's more about football, but specifically where you sit at as commissioner, what's your ongoing vision for the MEAC and where you hope to see it go?
I'm hoping that of course, expansion is always one thing that we want to concentrate on, but we are really concentrating on the foundation of our Elite 8 member institutions. We are looking to expand on sports. We're looking in the very near future of bringing men's and women's golf as a championship. We're looking, I've had 2 clinics, one with Michael Vick and his wonderful daughter with women's flag football. I really would love to have HBCUs, particularly a MEAC student in the Olympics in 2028. I think that's the growth of football in the sport, and it makes it available to everybody. Also, we're looking at opportunities to, again, get us on a national platform. We were able to broadcast cross country for the very first time, which completes all of our championships are broadcasted, and that is huge for us. And so I want to continue to do more. And in addition to that, the start of our MEAC Foundation, we just started. And so getting money in to help our Elite 8 member institutions. People can give to one entity that serves 8. And so we want to be able to help the infrastructure of our athletic programs so that we can continue the inventory that's available for broadcast and help bring more money and revenue into our institutions.
You talk about revenue, and I have to bring this up, and more so specifically since we're talking about, all sports, but then in football, name, image, and likeness, the transfer portal, it's affecting all sports. Obviously, MEAC is not obsolete to that. What's your vision on that, and how do you see it, benefiting the MEAC and even just other HBCU conferences?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we as HBCUs, we cannot compete. We don't have the revenue to compete like the Power 5 and the A5. Our focus should be on what our mission is. We were put here to provide opportunities where there were no opportunities for education. We educate and graduate more doctors, lawyers, engineers, and our students are coming to HBCUs for an education. The majority of our student athletes are not going to go to pro, and they know they're coming to get an education. So if we stick to the purity of amateurism, what we are here for is graduating our student athletes, then that's where we're going to win. we are going to, with the way that the House settlement is, the students are going to have to go somewhere. And so they're going to trickle down. And so we need to have a place for them to land. And we need to continue the message that you can come to HBCU, it is not less than, and you can go anywhere from a HBCU. And I think that's where our focus needs to be. Students are going to go where they're going to go. They're going to get in the portal if their focus is not on education. If they're chasing the money, there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to chase that money. But if you get to student athletes who are there to get an education, then that's what we want to do.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to transfer the mic to Keisha Kelly.
All right, Keisha, come on, girl.
All right, so sitting here with Commissioner Stills, you talk about the education component. How do you recruit those students to South Carolina State outside of, okay, we're talking about athletics, but how do you get them to buy in and say, hey, I want to come here and get a great education as well?
So this is the great thing about coming to the Cricket Celebration Bowl. One thing, our institutions who have participated in it, the enrollment went up. Because, like everybody says, athletics is the front porch to the institution. This is a great way to sell the institution, to show what they have academically. Do you know the large amount of generals and military leaders come out of South Carolina State? And so it's a great way to showcase the institution. So being here, being on ABC, gives everybody an opportunity to look inside the school.
And so you talk about your vision for 2025. One of the things you talked about in particular was being able to give back in one place. Can you further expound on that?
Sure. With the MEAC Foundation, our 501c3, we want to be able to help with the infrastructure for the institutions. One thing, when we talk about broadcasting, most of our institutions have to pay somebody to come in and do the broadcast. We need to be able to use our students to help broadcast. We need to have, instead of individuals coming in to lay lines, we should have fiber at our institutions. We need the cameras. And so through the foundation, if you give in to the foundation, then we're able to help everybody rise together instead of one institution. Because normally people give to the sexy institutions. So everybody want to give to a Howard, an A&T, but what about a Coppin State? What about a UMES? And so when you give to the conference itself, it's able to share with everybody so that everybody can rise together.
And what has been one of the best experiences for you this weekend so far? Not the game, because we know who you're going for the game. We know what you're going to do for the game. What so far?
Drum Major Mickey, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He has. Did you see the dressing room? He got his own dressing room.
No, does he? He
has his own dressing room.
Oh, he should be. He should be like Usher. Girl, I love growing up. My family's from Florida, so going every year to Grandma's house, we stopping by Walt Disney World. So that. But what's great about Drum Major Mickey is he is designed by HBCU students, and that's tremendous, and it really shows the buy-in from the Walt Disney Company and ESPN.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us, Commissioner Stills. Thank you.
I gotta ask her a question.
Just joking.
She coming in looking all fabulous. We thought it was a movie star coming through here at first.
Look at her. She just
look at
her.
her. Yeah. One last question. Is Morehouse getting into the MEAC?
No comment.
That's all I need to know. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.
We standing here, we're sitting with a legend.
Just another pretty face.
Just another pretty face.
Just another pretty face.
Robert Brazile, a.k.a. Dr. Doom from Jackson State University. How does it feel to be here at the Celebration Bowl?
First of all, you have to give honor where honor's due. I feel honored to be here because of the things I've been through in my life. And I'm here for a reason, for Jackson State to win. Wherever Jackson State goes, I want to be there to support them. I know I have my own accolades, but I don't have this one. I don't have the Celebrity Bowl win, which is going to come tomorrow.
And so, did you catch the SWAC championship last week?
Yes, I was there. I left at halftime. I knew what we was going to do. But I had to get to Mobile, pack up to get to Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to let him have that because I'm a Southern Jaguar. So I was down. I stayed off.
I paid for those. Y'all know y'all couldn't come up in Jackson and do no damage.
You talk about not having this, and we see how Celebration Bowl has grown. We see how it has grown throughout the years from 2015. Talk about the impact it has and how this is a celebrated game amongst our HBCUs.
First of all, I want these guys to understand what picture they're on. Everybody nationally will be looking at this game. And this is an insight for them. It may get that look that somebody's looking for, a player, a color, a team, or a coach. So when we can get this type of exposure nationally, come on, man, I want everybody to show good. I want Jackson to show better.
Are you gonna show up with some words of inspiration for this team?
I'm walking there with my gold jacket on to let them know that's where you're going. If you're headed that way, I'm waiting on you. It's a place in Canton for you if you want it. You know, all the hard work that I put through my career, but it started primarily at Jackson State.
Now, we're not going to see you out there trying to strap up and put on no pads tomorrow, are we?
Well, I tell everybody this one thing. I got a signing bonus left. All I can do is sign a contract, collect that money, and take it to the bank.
Talk about the Jackson State defense. What do you see?
I see a hungry defense. I mean, you got to applaud TC. You know, they came to Mobile, and I've watched them over the years grow. I saw these kids grow from babies to men. And I told them, and I keep telling people, I don't have no magic word to give you, to inspire you, to make you better. But when you find that word, it's only simple. All you got to do is win. My magic word is winning. You got to win and win hard every game.
What about what poses a threat to the South Carolina State defense? Is it more Morgan, Herb Mulligan, Portillion, or is it the whole offense?
Now you're talking Jackson State football. We're talking team football.
That's right.
I love what TC putting in these guys. It's not an I thing. It's not I can do this. And, you know, me and Walter went through that, you know, Walter Payton. I said, no, it's still Jackson State, Walter. It's not all about Robert Brazile and Walter Payton. It's about us playing as team members, making that complete sacrifice to make everything work good for us as a team.
Gotcha. Are you excited about the fact that we're talking more on a national level and not including Coach Prime in that?
You know, we can always pat Coach Prime on the back for bringing us back again because, like I told him when we first had our first meet, I said, Prime, you ain't did nothing me and Walter did. We filled these stands. I mean, we got recognition. And me and Walter went out to all these bowl games. And they thought we was crazy, but I told Walter, it's about us showing what we got to showcase here to make everybody on the team get a shot. You know, I didn't know I was going to go number one in the draft. He didn't know. Well, I kind of think he knew, but I didn't know. But the thing about that, when we got there, we practiced like we was first blood. I didn't know you, you don't know me. I tell everybody this still today. My mother at 92 would tell you, if I scrap up and go through Robert 5 or 6 he'll knock the crap out of me. He would hit me, y'all, so don't mess with me when he buckle up.
Mom will get you.
Mom will get you.
Look, man, we look at the NFL. Last year, we only had we had none to be drafted. We had one the year before Isaiah Boone, right? And this year, you look at the talent across the board, and I was just speaking to Robert McDaniel.
Yes.
And I think he's a great prospect. What's going on? Do you feel as though the NFL scouts are just purposely ignoring the talent, or they don't want to make the investment in the talent?
You know, with me being on the Senior Bowl committee, that's one of the things that I'm going to attack more
So you
and more.
with Jim Nady on this?
Y'all know I'm on his board, Senior Board Coordinator.
That's big time stuff right there.
No, my dad's been there for years, but he's been on the traveling committee. But they asked me to do because I wanted Robert Brazil Sr. That was his donut. That was his dinner. That was his bowl game, and that's what it had nothing to do with me getting drafted. But they asked me to do it. I said, well, this is a stage that I could use to say, what about this guy here? What about that guy there? Give them a shot, scouts, and tell me why they're not there. Because they missed so many during the time when I was drafted. You know, we had 8 guys to go to the pros and start off of that Jackson State senior team that I was on. Ricky Young, John Tate, Walter Payton, Jackie Slater, all these guys was on that team. So there's so much more talent that's at the HBCU, but we got to take a chance at it. We got to give them a fast shot.
Yeah.
And the things like we have down here, the Legacy Bowl and all that stuff, it's going to help.
That's what I was going to
It's going to help, man. The more recognition, the more people that get out to see these guys. Because I believe if they can get a shot on the football field, the light going to turn on them.
All right. Going back to something you said, Keith, you said, you and Walter went to the various bowl games. I had a couple of young guys said that agents told them, don't go to the bowl games.
The agents
Especially don't go to HBCU Legacy Bowl.
Well, I want to tell that agent, why not? Why are you cutting this guy's resume? Why are you not giving him a shot for a scout to say, man, did y'all see that kid a few minutes ago? Y'all see what he's doing right now? He can't do that on paper. This game is not paid by words and on paper. It's paid by activity and what you can do on the football field and on the practice field.
Awesome. All right. 3 o'clock tomorrow.
I'm gonna be on stage. I'm gonna be on the stage with my gold jacket. You want an answer? That's the answer you're gonna get. You know, I'm gonna say this, and everybody knows Robert Brazil. I don't normally sit through a whole football game. At halftime, I get a feeling, and I leave. But I got to sit because I'm gonna have that gold jacket, and I want to celebrate with Coach TC at this first national championship.
So that's the same feeling you had last week at halftime. That's why you left.
Yes.
Because you knew what was about to happen.
Yes.
You knew what was going to happen.
Yes. I mean, you know, I can't tell you how to cook a homemade biscuit, but I can make one. I can't tell you how my peach cobbler is going to be good in yours, or my gumbo. But when it comes to football, there's something in the gut. When I feel the national anthem, and that first pop that I got, somebody out here ready to play football, or somebody's not ready to play. That's just something I did all my life. I'm 71, baby.
So I'm going to just assume, Dr. Brazil, I'm just going to assume you're going for Jackson State.
You don't have to assume. Cook me or blue, just run out. This blue's going to run everywhere.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I want to thank y'all, man. This is the type of exposure we got to have. The more we can keep our people's name out there, the more we're doing all these positive things. And if anything that I could do, I can't read your mind. And if I'm not busy, it's a yes. So thank y'all again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Hall of Fame.
Robert Brazil, Hall of Fame 312. Never
He's slamming trim, Kyle. He's slamming trim.
That's an inspiration too.
It is.
Older guys, the older we get, the older I'm getting, it's been more of a challenge. Why was that important for you to kind of slim down?
Health-wise, first, I have cardiovascular problems. I have cardiovascular problems, and the more weight, the more stress, the more. Now, I probably, since 2018, when I looked at my enshrinement and I looked at those pictures, I totally went to the room and cried because I didn't look like a Hall of Famer linebacker. I didn't feel like a Hall. I was in pain. I had 2 hip replacements. I had a quadruple. I had all this. My hip was so important. And I was worried about my mom and dad being there, which is 92 today and still living. I couldn't have made it if I had the wrong, the heart attack or something that hit me. So I just went on the bench. I got my ritual that I do. I still do it. I couldn't do it today. I had my bicycle here. I ain't got my weights here. I ain't got my wife is here. So we did take a walk. We did do something good.
Good.
Right. You got to stay healthy, man. Yeah.
All right. That's the Hall of Fame, Robert Brazil. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, man.
Take care. One, two, three, go.
All right, we are sitting here with none other than the FAMU athletic director. How does it feel to be here in Atlanta, Georgia?
Feels really good. Feels really good. I was here last year, of course, as a fan, but also just here because, of course, everyone knows that we are the reigning Celebration Bowl champions. So we're here as a champion for sure.
Now, talk about that. You talk about being a fan. That's a catapult. That's a jump from a fan to being an AD. Talk about that difference and how that feels to go from fan to AD.
Well, even coming into Radio Row today, as I saw Michelle Jinks and she grabbed me to bring me in, I said, that's right, I am the AD. Because I have to pinch myself sometimes because I've been a Rattler all my life. Born in FAMU's hospital, FAMU lab school, K through 12. And then went to Florida A&M for my undergraduate degree. Even worked in the athletics department from 09 to 17. But it's good to be back, and it's been a great 60-some-odd days.
So I guess it's like the saying, Rattler born, Rattler bred. When you die, you're going to be Rattler dead. So what have some of the experiences been for you so far at Celebration Bowl?
Sure. We had our conference meeting this morning, so it was great to be in a room full of such great minds, right? As we look at what's next and what's new and what's coming for the landscape of Division I athletics at the FCS level as well. And how then do we pull these collective thoughts together to move our institutions forward? So great conversation this morning, great energy. It's good to be in a room where we all are pushing toward the same goal, and that's a great experience for our student athletes as we prepare for them to go into life and become the next leaders.
Okay, so going into 2025, what are some of the things that you want to see happen specifically with FAMU?
Sure, and so we want to look at growing our resources that we can enhance and continue to expand the student-athlete experience, but also the fan experience, right? We want to produce some of the best entertainment options through sport that we can in college sports, right there across all of our sports. And so we want to grow attendance. We want to grow opportunities for our student-athletes. We want to grow participation both from the fans as well as our opportunities to go onto those championship levels across the board. We want to increase awareness, right? Make people more aware of everything that we have to offer, from our sporting events to also the successes that our student athletes are having off the field and in the classroom as well. And then all of that is linked to resource and resource optimization and generating, again, those resources to grow our opportunities.
And before I turn it over to Cal, I'm going to say shout out to the volleyball team.
That's right.
They just done their thing. So how proud are you of the volleyball team?
Super proud of them. Definitely a championship culture that exists across our teams, and volleyball definitely being one of them. It was a great opportunity. Now, we did get we drew the number one seed, right? It was drawn for us. That's where we went in. But to have those young ladies to be able to go to Nebraska, where, of course, it is a storied program, looking at success. They sell out 16,000 people for every volleyball game. There's a wait list for volleyball season tickets. They have the Guinness World Record in terms of 90,000 people coming to watch a volleyball game. And for our young ladies to be able to experience that and even hang in there with them in that third set is truly something that will be memorable for us all, especially them.
first things to do next season? I know you came in the middle of the season.
Right.
What are some of those first things you need to accomplish after the summer break?
Sure. And so as we, again, continue to talk about resources, because that's what it's going to take, what we want to do is look at a multi-year plan and to develop that together with my colleagues, the vice presidents across the division, as we look at, because it's not the athletics department, it's the FAMU athletics department, and how as a team we can look at what we want our budget to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and how what we do in FY25 impacts how we show ourselves in FY28. How our successes that we had this year from looking at corporate sponsorships and other partnerships, how we then take that and align it to then show our growth as we move forward.
Challenge has been for you, other athletic directors, coaches as well, NIL. Everybody's talking NIL.
Sure.
And you talk about the corporate sponsorships. Will that be a part of the experience or the resources that you need to have coming in to your department?
Sure. NIL is a bucket. That's a big one at that everyone is taking a look at, particularly FCS programs across the board, not just HBCUs, and how do we remain competitive in that space, right? But also just the student-athlete experience in general. Looking at being able to raise our level even from a training table perspective and other opportunities that exist from resources, looking at how we can put our teams in the air more and that they aren't taking 8-hour bus rides. And, so when we talk about resources, yeah, we're looking at NIL, but we're also looking at the team experience and how we resource those successes from a movement perspective and a daily experience as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And one thing I thought was interesting when Coach Belichick took the job over at North Carolina is that he laid out a whole strategic plan that the college and the state had to buy into.
Sure.
And I know that's one of the things I think you have a good understanding from your last position, that you understand from a statewide perspective.
Right.
How to get things accomplished. Talk about that plan. Is there something or some elements that can be implemented over at FAMU or across HBCU?
So in looking at it, I didn't want to come in with a plan in my pocket that did not involve, the stakeholders, because we want it to be sustainable. Of course, I could come in with a plan and then not know, that may not fit here, right? I'm coming in with a box of shoes, not knowing the sizes of the people that we're trying to put the shoes on.
I like that.
So understanding what size we need across the board and being able then, after about 100 days or so, we'll be able to put some things out there.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing what you're going to do. Yeah. I'm excited. I know the Rattler Nation is excited to have one of their own to be able to do what you do. But you have a great track record, you have a great passion, and most of all, you have a love for the Rattler Nation.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. All right.
Good to meet you finally. Again, Kyle Mosley, Keisha Kelly.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Anything you need us to do on HBCU Legends, let me know. Okay.
I surely will. Thank you.
Thank you
so much. And congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so kindly.
All right, we're here with
Okay, we are here with the legend, Coach Buddy Pough, Keisha Kelly. Coach, Celebration Bowl, you won this one, and you won it big. Talk about what's happening with Berry and the Bulldogs.
Well, Coach Berry is here with a whole new level, with a whole new version of the South Carolina State Bulldogs, and I can tell you he's done about as neat a job of anybody that I've been around for coordinating and for transitioning our program into one of his style. And I think they might be better than anything we've seen so far. So I'm excited about seeing what they can do against a good Jackson State football team tomorrow, because it'll be a good football game.
So, Coach, last night I seen it was a celebration. I saw some coaches walking through. I heard the names. I heard the word legend. I heard Coach Buddy Pough in the names of the legends. How do you feel when you hear your name associated with legends?
Special and appreciative. I've had an opportunity, Keisha, over the years now to be associated with so many big names in the sport. Coach Willie Jeffries, my football coach in college, is probably, one of the lead guys of all of the guys that we know about. I coached with Lou Holtz for 3 years at South Carolina, as an assistant. So, you get some pretty good references, when you talk about those two guys. But my most enjoyable part of the whole process for all of the years, 47 years that I coached, were the kids that I met, the kids that I had a chance to work with, the coaches that I had a chance to work with, all the staffs that I was a part of. So it was just a fun thing to do over the years. But right now, as I kind of sum up what's important about what we've done over the years, the most important thing you've done is the relationships that you make over the years.
Coach, when you talk about your past players and they talk about you, it's in such reference for what you were able to do for them off the field. Not just on the field, but helping to develop as men. Talk about those relationships like with Shaq.
Yeah. Well, the football part doesn't last for so long. I mean, it's pretty quick, actually. And in a situation where you're trying to make sure that you do the very best by your young men as you encourage them to develop the skills and the pleasures that you're going to have that'll take you into the rest of your life that way, then you've got to do a great job of making sure that you put things in the right perspective, for them. So I make sure that I try to do the very best job of treating my young men, first of all, in a way that they will have enjoyed being a part of a program that I led that way. So that's big in the whole scheme of things. I never want it to be said, man, I hate playing for that guy, man. That guy was a piece of what. So, I want to make sure that I've done a good job of giving my guys an opportunity to be into a fun program that way. So, then after that part, then you got to make sure that you drive them in a direction that they understand that you got to do the right things in life so that you can actually develop into a person that can go out and be successful. You can go back to your homes or wherever you're going after you get done and be a positive influence on that particular, environment, whatever that might be. So those are the kinds of things that we're trying to make sure that we trying to encourage and develop as we go through the whole football process, and then at that point driving them back into their, lives that way.
Coach, have you had a chance to talk to this team about, we know it's under the big lights, and just telling them not to get caught up in the moment, not to get caught up in the big lights, the big things that's going on, but to focus and lock in? Have you had a chance to talk to this team?
I have not actually since the team has started the season, and I talked to them a time or two in preseason just to kind of let them know that I thought they were in good hands and that we had put a plan together that I thought was going to be really successful, and that if it worked out, I was going to take all the credit for it, and if it didn't work out, then I wasn't going to know what the heck had gone on. I was in no shape, form, or fashion involved. It was all his fault. But I did give them, an opportunity to understand that we felt like they were very, very well off as far as the situation that they were placed in. And then from there, I've gone on about the task of kind of lifting Coach Barrett for the rest of the year because he's a fantastic motivator and he's great about keeping them in the moment and making sure that they're talking about this 1-0 mentality. He wants to get them every day to win that 1-0 deal. He doesn't necessarily want to go any further than that. He doesn't want to get himself, confused by any other goals and pleasures of that sort. So I like the fact that he's done a nice job of handling that kind of situation himself. Yes.
Look, Coach.
Uh-huh.
We keep saying you did a masterful job recruiting Coach Barrett. Charlie Neal and I were talking about it, and I think that has to be. It's understated what you guys were able to do to bring him into South Carolina State. He was a high commodity. He was a big name and the best coach in HBCU available last season. But your relationship off the field seems as closer now than it was at that beginning. Talk about how you guys are evolving as seem more like a coach and mentor situation.
Well, I felt like he was the guy from the very beginning. And we had all these grand ideas about all these big name Deion Sanders type people that we thought would be the next guy at South Carolina State. But we had Coach Barrett down a couple times to speak to our touchdown club. And I had seen him in some other circumstances that I really thought, he did a nice job in and that kind of stuff. So from the minute that I told them that I was retiring, I also told them that I wanted them to hire this guy, and that at that point, then that we would be, I thought, transitioning into not only a good situation but maybe a better one than what we had from previous years. So, I was all on board, and my president was kind of sitting there, kind of letting it happen a little bit, and he made me interim AD at that point to let me actually do the actual process of making the hire. And the fact that I was so driven to that point, then, I went out and promised a whole lot of stuff to Coach Barrett that I don't know if we are ever going to actually be able to satisfy. But at the same time, hey, we were making it happen. And we eventually got it done. So, after I got that done, then I simply threw it back in their lap and said, okay, now here's what I promised this guy. Now y'all got to figure it out.
Make it happen. You got to make it done.
Y'all got to figure this out. But now it was fun to go through the process of it all, because I can tell you that you're exactly right. We had some competition, and there were other people out there who were offering as good or better stuff than we were actually offering. But it was the best job for the best coach, and all we had to do was try to figure out how to pull them two together, and we think we sort of did. So at this point, you can kind of see the results of it all.
Coach, we know Celebration Bowl is our Super Bowl.
It is.
It is our Super Bowl.
I guarantee
it's
it is.
It's the time to celebrate the Black excellence. And I was looking somewhere in Mercedes-Benz. It was like the nation's largest events are held here. And the Celebration Bowl was actually posted there. And that was just a picture I captured yesterday. Proud moment. Talk about how important this actual bowl game is and how it's grown over the years.
Well, first off, it's a property of ESPN, but it's owned by the SWAC and the MAC. Now, regardless how all of the different paperwork of the whole process of that is, I'm not exactly sure, but I can tell you that it is one of the most prideful and most memorable weekends of Black college existence. And you heard people talk over the years of the game in New Orleans that Grambling and Southern play, every year, the Bayou Classic, and you hear about all the other classics that are around. But this is one where I think it comes together for the entire HBCU society that way. And, I'm thinking that this is going to continue to grow. When you have a South Carolina State and Jackson occasionally in there, though, those are the years that give it another bump up to the next level. And so at this point now, we're hoping that we get maybe over to the 50,000 range or something of that nature, because of the fact that, that we've had, instances where we've had those kind of, I think we were 47,000 the last time that we played. So, we're in a situation here that we've got a chance to develop something that can be special for years and years to come. And, if we can ever figure out how to get the MAC a little bit farther along as far as numbers are concerned, we can find another somebody really good to fit back in our league. Some of the schools maybe that left. I don't know exactly how to fit. The Tennessee State might be an idea, you know, maybe some of those guys. I don't know who. But I can tell you that if we can get our league back numbers-wise, because we've got enough schools, it's just that we just need a little more fan base to kind of make this thing really take off and go to the next level. If we can get that done, then I can tell you that we got a chance to have something that I think we'll be proud of forever and ever and ever.
Well, Coach, you got a lot of pull. We know you can get it done.
Well, go talk to those guys up there in Tennessee. Go to Nashville. See if we can make this happen.
Let's hope we can do something. They got some issues going on up there right now that I think we could help them with a little bit. You know, I think some of that kind of stuff traditionally would bring them back to a place where, you know, they feel good about themselves again. And at that point, then I think we could maybe make this happen. So I don't listen. I said this is news to me now. Look,
I'm just throwing that out there. Some rumors and gossip. And
okay. Is that right?
Oh, no,
Is that right? You won? Okay.
You see how you
Well,
throw
I'm
back on me?
glad to know that I got a chance to put this on somebody other than myself. Thank you. Thanks so much, Kyle.
Coach, I remember this from your press conference, and I think you said something to this, like, you know, I've been coaching for 20 plus something years myself. When people had you guys as the underdog facing Jackson State. And Vegas started out with this 11.5-point favorite for Jackson State over the
South Carolina State.
What gives? Have they forgotten what you were able to do?
So what's the spread this year? You know?
11.5.
It's this year right now.
Right now.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
I can't believe it.
I need to hurry up and get out of here so I can put me a whole pile of money on that deal. You know what? I don't know. You know, I can tell you that they build them big buildings out there because they got some pretty good ideas about stuff. So, and they got a lot of my blackjack money out there. I still haven't got it back. So I'm looking forward to seeing if we can maybe beat those odds again. I don't know if we can or not, but I don't think they can beat us by 11. I don't think they can. Yes. Okay.
All right. One last thing.
Yes, Kyle.
3 o'clock comes. Who's hoisting that trophy?
I think it'll be us. Now, you know how that goes. I mean, I'm sitting here by just like you. I got nothing to do with this whole affair except for kind of sit there and be a fan. But I'm hoping it's us for sure. But I think it might be too.
All right. Coach, that's the legend, the HBCU legend, Mr. Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Keisha. Kyle.
Thanks.
Good luck.